Now let us study about the transport system in plants. Now we know that plants generally they grow in the soil, and soil contains water, and there are also certain minerals which are dissolved in this water. Now when I say minerals, these minerals are nothing but the inorganic materials which include nitrogen, phosphorus, magnesium, manganese and sodium, which are required by the plants. Now how do this water and minerals they reach the plant? Basically, plant contains a special type of conducting tissue called as the xylem. Now this xylem is responsible for carrying water and minerals to the upper parts of the plant from the soil. So in xylem tissues, there are certain cells like vessels and tracheids present in the roots, stems and leaves, and they are interconnected to form a continuous system of water conducting channels reaching all the parts of the plant. So students, it is the xylem which is responsible for carrying water and minerals to all the parts of the plant. Now when water and minerals reach all the parts of the plant, then in the presence of sunlight, the plant prepares food by a process called as photosynthesis. And this food is prepared in the form of glucose. Now this prepared food has to be carried to all the parts of the plant. Now this process is done by another conducting tissue which is called as phloem. So phloem is responsible for carrying food to other parts of the plant. So it is the phloem which carries this glucose or food to all the parts of the plant. And all the parts of the plant are interconnected with these conducting tissues. So plants have two types of conducting tissues, xylem and phloem. Xylem carries water and minerals, whereas phloem carries food. Let us first study the transport of water in plants. Now students, transport of water in plants takes place by two ways. The first method is called as root pressure, and the second method is called as transpiration pull. Let us first study what is root pressure. Now imagine this is a plant, and now the plant is going to take up water from the soil. Now how does this happen? By root pressure. Now the concentration of water is less inside the plant, whereas the concentration of water is more in the soil. So now, due to difference in concentration, water molecules enter from the roots into the plant. Now how does this happen? Let us understand. We will magnify the root area and we will see this process in detail. So here we have a cross section of the root. Now this is the root hair which is in contact with the soil. Then the cells which are near to the root hairs are called as surface cells. The cells which are adjacent to the surface cells are called as cortex cells. And finally we have the xylem which will carry this water and minerals upwards. So now let us see how is water conducted by the process of root pressure. Now here we have the mixture of water and minerals. Now through the root hair, water first enters the surface cells. So you can see water and minerals from the root hair entering the surface cells. Now when water enters the surface cells become turgid, which means they swell up. And when they swell up, obviously they will exert pressure on the neighboring adjacent cells, that is the cortex cells. So you can see the surface cells swelling up, becoming turgid, and they exert pressure on the neighboring cells of the cortex. So this pressure which is exerted by the cells of the root is called as the root pressure. And because of this pressure, water and minerals are pushed into the neighboring cells of the cortex. You can see water and minerals entering into the cortex cells. Now the neighboring cells, they will become turgid, they will swell up, and in turn they will exert pressure on the adjacent cells. So you can see the cortex cells swelling up and exerting pressure on the neighboring cells. So water and minerals are pushed into the neighboring cells. Now again this in turn will swell up and exert pressure on their neighboring cells. So water and minerals are pushed up into the adjacent cells, and so on again into the adjacent cells. So here you can see, because of the pressure, water is pushed from one cell to another. Thus, minerals and water finally reach the xylem, and from the xylem it is pushed further and further. So this steady movement of water creates a column of water which is steadily pushed upward, and this particular pressure which pushes the water upward is called as root pressure.